Hey guys, welcome back to the Wilson Rundown podcast. We have a special guest today, our cousin Austin, also known as the Tornado Joel, also known as the defeater of all enemies and the conqueror of boxing and that kicker, Nutcracker
Ah,
3000. Welcome to the podcast, Nutcracker 3000, the
hey, thanks for having me.
Welcome, Austin. How you doing?
Not bad. I'm just getting in from the gym. Got a big fight coming up April 25th in Whitby. So we're just training hard. And yeah, I'm just got out of the shower, hopped on the podcast.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, we really appreciate you doing this. This is going to be a fun
I know, I
conversation.
appreciate you guys having me on here.
I'm so excited.
And tell us about this fight coming up.
Man, this fight I'm about to kill two birds with one stone. That's where we'll leave it. We'll leave it at that. This fight, it's a big one. It's my first 6 round fight, and I'm fighting one of our rival gyms. So it's gonna be good. I'm about to kill two birds with one stone.
Okay.
Two birds with one stone. I need to know exactly what that means.
Yeah,
What are the two birds? And
there's a
obviously
couple
you're the one
birds from
stone.
that gym that keeps my name in their mouth, so they all train together. So
Oh,
if I beat one guy, I beat them all.
I
Okay.
love it.
And
Yeah, it's
or
Black Dog Boxing.
yeah, put him down.
Black dog boxing, more like poo poo pee pee heads.
Yep.
And what's the guy's name that you're fighting again?
His name's Thomas Francis.
I
See,
heard his name
me
is
and him,
Big
we don't
Wimpy
I
Bum.
don't really know that guy, but like he just trains with people that that I don't really get along with. You train with the enemy, you become the enemy, and yeah, that's just how it is. It's boxing.
And so is he local?
It's actually funny. It's from Bowmanville. Yeah,
Next door neighbors.
yeah. Curtis versus Bowmanville.
Okay. Okay.
So
I
it's
love it.
time to go. Yeah, my first 6 round fight. So yeah, it's gonna be good.
How
Okay.
many opponents has this guy had?
He's got 4 pro fights, 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. But I know last fight he quit on the stool, so it's like we're about to make him quit again.
That's not a good look.
Not a good luck. We're about to make him quit again. So
If there's one thing you want your opponent to know coming up in this next brawl, what's the one thing you want to know? Talk directly to the enemy right now. Give him a statement.
man, I'm just gonna tattoo him with my jab. You better keep his hand up because my jab is just gonna tattoo him.
And
Okay,
and
very good.
what are you going to stencil on him with that tattoo gun? Like if your jab after you hit him with so many jabs, if this was possible, like what would the tattoo on his face be?
Man, it would probably make up Canada great again. Boom, with a boxing jab. Make Canada great again.
Make Bowmanville great again.
Yeah, make boxing great again.
Okay, man. That's
Oh
cool.
my
So
gosh.
what's the training looking like right now?
Man, 6 days a week. I'm doing a lot of cardio, a lot of swimming, a lot of assault bike, and just a lot of boxing. It's 6 days a week, 4 or 5 hours A's, 2 times a day in the gym. And that's not including like runs or any like my cardio.
So you say 60 days a week, that's a lot. That's a lot of training load.
Yeah,
Do you
6 days a
have
week.
like how do you structure those dates? Do you have like your easy days, your hard days,
Yeah,
and
I
then like
I have days dedicated to sparring. I have days dedicated to road work when I run my long kilometers, when I do my sprints, and when I'm on the treadmill, and everything is lined up how it's supposed to be for the fight. So say Mondays is a hard day of training, Tuesday's a technical day, Wednesday would be a cardio day, Thursday, and it just goes on like that. So I don't burn myself out.
so do you have like dedicated only cardio days that are
Yeah,
a different
Monday
form
and
of
Friday.
training?
Monday and Friday.
And is it like running? Is it
So
a
I'll
mix
run
of
Monday. I'll run about 10 kilometers in the morning, and
Mhm.
then I'll go box. And then after boxing, I'll hit my 10 rounds on the assault bike. And then
Wow.
Wednesdays I also add swimming in, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday for my cardio.
Is the swimming sort of a strategy for cross training, like being more easier on your joints?
Being easier on my joints for sure, and honestly, I think it's way better than running. Way better, at least in my opinion. for my cardio, because you guys know, once you guys get your second win, you guys can run for days. I can't find that second win swimming yet. Like, it's hard.
Yeah,
I've never been so sore than from swimming. Like, and I get
swimming
punched in
will
my face
humble you
daily. I
for
get punched
sure.
everywhere daily. But swimming, those guys are freak athletes. So it's like I want to be on that level.
It makes a
Good
ton of
point.
sense though, like, especially for what you're doing. Running, especially if that's not, like, what you do, it can be pretty taxing on your body, right? And then you're not gonna be able to perform in the gym for
No,
the stuff that
exactly.
you're actually training for, so, swimming as a cardio tool sounds pretty legit.
Yeah, right. It's nice too because I'll go swim, hop in the sauna. After the sauna, go swim again, hop in an ice bath. It's a nice little routine.
Love it.
How long are your training days typically?
I train 6 hours a day, so it'd be 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours at night, and then I'm
Mm.
working in between.
So take me through like a typical hard day of training in the gym.
All
Like,
right,
what's your
so
favorite day?
sparring days.
What does that look like beginning to end?
Honestly, it's just a fight simulation. So it's like if we start my day, if I know I'm sparring that day, I'm not gonna run because I know I got to keep my gas tank. So I'm not gonna run that day. Just chill out, eat some good foods, and I'll probably hit the gym around in the morning. I'll hit my first session around 5:30. I'll be there till about 8. And then from there, go to work. From work, go and spar, and then yeah, I'll put in like 6 to 8 rounds sparring. We do a lot of traveling too. Like we're all over the GTA sparring. We go to Vegas to spar and everything, get the best work possible. So yeah, it's normally it's just another day in the office. Really, it's just wake up, go train, go spar, come home, eat, shower, do the same thing.
And how many days a week do you spar?
Right now, I'm only sparring 1 to 2 days a week, depending on if we can get a body in the gym. We try not to do as much hard sparring anymore just because of the CTE and everything that's coming out. So we do a lot of flow sparring and situational work where it's like, what do you do if this happens? So it's like, we'll do it like, we know the punch is coming, but it's like, that's how you train your body to do is repetition, right? So we do a lot of repetition work as well. But sparring 1 to 2 days a week. If we do 1 day hard sparring, and then the next day will be like a sort of a flow.
I'd like to talk about sparring specifically.
Okay.
On my feed, I see a lot of sparring videos that turn south. Like,
Happens all the time.
strategically, when you're picking a partner to spar with, like to get them in the room with you to actually get some good training done, do you try to pick someone who you don't have very much animosity with, or do you
Anybody can get it. There's
anybody okay.
anybody can get it. There's no friends in boxing. Anybody
So
can get it.
when you're sparring, I know typically you probably don't wanna hit them too hard because then, you might get injured before your fight. It'd be something that would be maybe a faux pas.
All depends. Usually when you guys spar, you guys kind of figure it out within the first 30 seconds if you guys are gonna actually bang out or not. So if you ever watch the spars, it's normally very slow until somebody gets cracked with a shot, and then they're like, okay, let's fight. But normally sparring is very respectful, and it's to help me and the guy that I'm working with get better, right? But like sometimes it does get crazy.
Is there ever a time where, like, you start sparring with someone and you already have pre-existing beef
Oh, what? Oh yeah,
and you just love to you're like, "Finally, I have a moment to
all
really
the time, all the
show
time.
him what I'm worth," and then it goes south? Like, do you have a bad sparring story you could share?
I mean, I got no bad sparring stories. Every story is a good story. Yeah, I've definitely had those situations where like we've had to yell at each other, or we have actually got into it, and coaches had to break us up, and we've been through the ringer with it.
And what do you do? Like, I guess,
I sit
what would
down.
you do? And like, what is like maybe the coaches that are in the room, if something just gets out of hand, what happens?
Man, it's usually dealt with pretty quick. It's usually dealt with pretty quick, but if it can't get dealt with, then normally it just gets stopped. Like they're like, all right, we're not gonna work. But sometimes they let it happen. Like one guy hits someone with a cheap shot, and the other coach is like, yo, what the fuck? My bad. They're like, yo, what's going on? And then the other fighter hits him with a cheap shot, right? So it's just like it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's fighting, right?
Yeah, yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
It's I kind of find it a little different like soccer, right? Because you can have a rival team, but you don't necessarily, you know what I mean? But when you have a rival in boxing, you guys want to hurt each other.
For sure.
So
You have a license to kill.
yeah, I
That's
got
the
a license
scary
to hurt
part.
people. Yeah,
Yeah, green light. All the lights are
yeah,
green.
exactly, exactly. Like the switch is flipped, and yeah, there's no stopping it unless my coach pulls me off.
You can play soccer, you can't play
Yeah,
boxing.
that's what we say all the time. You can't. There's no playing boxing. You can play sports, but you can't play boxing. There's no play. There's no playing. 'Cause
So
at the end of the day, it's my in the ring, right?
yeah,
So it's you or me.
definitely, definitely.
That's the way I look at it, at least.
Yeah, high risk, high reward for sure.
No, exactly, exactly. High
And
risk, high reward. Love it.
yeah, man, you're built for it.
I can't play on it. I'm not a team player. I mean, I am a team player, but when it comes to sports, I don't like losing because my team is not good. Right? I need to know I won because I put in the work, or I need to know I lost because I didn't do what I needed to do.
Mhm.
When you're on a team like that, it's kind of hard to to base that.
For sure.
Right, so you don't like to rely on
No.
other people for your wins, you know?
Yeah, no, exactly.
I would like to expand on the notion of you can't play boxing. When I went I knew nothing about boxing before I attended your fight. I never had watched a boxing fight before. I never had been to one. I didn't really know how it went down. And, you know, as your family member watching the fight, you realize quickly, "Wait, this is not just a sport. Somebody is getting seriously injured." Like, in that moment, I started panicking because I thought it was all fun until it actually started to go down, and then unfortunately, I started crying profusely because I just felt like, "What the heck is going on? They're trying to kill each other, and it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel nice, and I don't wanna be here anymore." And I felt like I really got it was really shocking to watch how serious and intense those moments can really be in
It's an
real life,
it's an intense 12 minutes for 4 rounds. It's an intense
and
12
I can only
minutes.
imagine how you feel in that moment, like, you have the most pressure on you in that moment. How do you feel like what tactics, what do you do to kind of manage and mitigate the pressure that's on you in those moments? Like, he is trying to kill you, like, how do you stay calm?
It's honestly, it's just been from being able to do it so long. I've been fighting since I was 3 years old. So it's just like I said at the beginning, another day in the office. I watch a lot of Mike Tyson and Kobe documentaries, and it locks me in, and I don't really focus on the crowd as much. Once I'm locked in, and that's just it. It's just like you going to play soccer, right? You've been doing it so long, you don't really get nervous anymore. Do you go and play soccer?
Sometimes I get nervous, I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm nervous for every game I play
Really?
until I start playing.
Yeah,
I'm so nervous before a race that I almost poop myself. I
man,
am so
it's
nervous
just
that I can't
there's
poop.
so much preparation in time. Like my last fight, I had a 15-week camp, and it was 15 weeks of training. And watching this guy and how we can counter it and what we're gonna do. And so there's a lot of preparation into the time, and I think just the preparation gets you ready for that. Because realistically, when I was in the ring, I didn't even really notice you guys were there until
And
after.
do you feel any nerves leading up to the fight? Because I feel like
More
nerves
so
can
just
be a good
excitement.
thing.
More so just excitement. Because
Excitement.
I also feel the way I'm feeling, the guy that I'm about to fight is feeling the same way, right? So it's
Do you ever get scared? You don't get scared?
I know I have the best team behind me, and if the fight needs to be stopped, they're gonna be right there to stop it. So I'm confident in my team, and I'm confident in them knowing my abilities. If something does happen, I'm confident in them that they will stop the fight. But that won't happen. So I won't let it get to
But,
there.
like, are you not afraid of, like, they're probably not gonna stop the fight if you break your nose.
It's been
What if
broken.
you get a what if you just, like, I don't know, I'd be scared to mess up my precious cargo.
Yeah, well, that's the difference between you and me. I got no cargo. I'll get punched.
You gotta
No,
maintain the
I broke
goods.
my nose 3 or 4 times sparring. It's just like anything that's been thrown at me, I've seen before.
Mhm.
Like I said, I have 120 Muay Thai fights. I've now 3 professional boxing fights, traveled all around the world. What are you gonna throw at me that I haven't seen?
Yeah,
Right, so it's
that's a
just
good
another day in the
point.
office.
Yeah, that's a great perspective. And, just to expand a little bit on what Jacqueline was saying about that event that you were a part of recently in Whitby. Yeah, so like it was a huge boxing event. I think you came in at the show opener and then you finished as co-main event, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I was supposed to be show opener, and they swapped me to co-main event.
So, like, just tell us about the event and tell us about what sort of marketing strategies you used to push your way so far up the card.
Honestly, like, my work speaks for itself. I'm great at, self-marketing I'm good at marketing myself. I'm very good at, like, posting my stuff online and making sure it gets seen and making sure my Instagram reels are uploaded at a certain time in the day where the algorithm makes it, like, so everyone can see it. So I'm really good at making sure people see what I'm doing to almost to make me elevate quicker. A lot of people don't think the social media helps, but it's the number one tool to get your name out there. For my marketing, what helped me there, I sold about $20,000 in tickets. So I sold a lot of money in tickets. So me being a high seller, they pushed me up on the card a little bit. That and another marketing strategy, I took a rapper from Durham and I put him on the poster with me. So all of his fans now bought tickets from me. So now they got to see a live rapper perform and then they got to see me fight. Right? So it's like that was another way of marketing I just used to bring people in.
And sorry, did the rapper walk out with you?
Yeah, he sang a song. His name's Slim Dinero.
Okay. Shout out Slim
Yeah,
Dinero.
it was really cool.
That's cool, man. Yeah, like obviously
Hey,
I wasn't
Slimmy D.
yeah. Obviously I wasn't able to come. I had to work that night, but it was apparently it was a hell of an event.
It was a really cool experience. Just wait till the next one. I got a cool walkout coming.
I can't wait for that one,
Any
man. I
And
sneak
can't wait.
peeks?
this fight coming up, I'm co-main event again. So it's gonna be good.
Can you give
Really
us any
good.
hints to the walkout?
Man, you guys know the dance from the haka? You know that
No.
dance they do in rugby with a
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
so I got those guys coming with drums and it's gonna be cool.
Shit.
Yeah.
What do
And
you
those
think
guys blow
about
fire out their mouth. They drink the stuff, and they blow the fire and it's gonna be cool.
what do you think about Jake Paul? Just because we're on the topics of like sick walkouts, and the reason why I
That
bring
was
it
a
up
dope
is because
walkout.
yeah, like he just fought Anthony Joshua. The guy has no business being in the ring with Anthony Joshua, but he does it. So you got to give the guy some sort of props. And then,
Yo, Jake
he
Paul, if
just
you're watching this, I'm here. Sign me, bro. Like I'm here. Honestly, I respect the hell out of him. I'm pro Jake Paul. This guy's making box. He's bringing everything back to boxing.
I
You know
can't
what I mean?
I think he can't not be
And yo,
pro Jake
he
Paul.
just helped Canadian boxing out so much by he just threw one of his events down here. Only in Ontario, actually, it was same day weigh-ins and fights. So you had to weigh in the same day and fight the same day. Jake Paul came down here, paid a whole bunch of money. Now we get to weigh in the day before. So it's like, I like what he's doing for the sport. And you know, he's bringing 3-minute rounds into girls boxing. Like so, as a promoter, amazing job. We fighting Anthony Joshua, yeah, that was a little, you know, a little too quick.
Crazy.
We'll
That's
put it
crazy.
there,
But what did you think about his walkout for that fight?
dude. That was crazy. That was crazy.
What was his walkout?
The guy brought the biggest hated rapper and the most hated boxer, and it just made it sick.
And it was like a Hulk
Who
Hogan
was the
sort of
hated
homage.
rapper?
6'9". This guy walked out. It was sick.
That is crazy. And
Yeah, I was like, this
see,
is wild.
I'm drawing two parallels between you and Jake Paul. Um, it seems to be that you both appreciate shock factor. You know, love me or hate me, you're still watching.
Exactly.
And is that your kind of like strategy when posting these things online. Like, you can love me, you can hate me, you're still watching my reels,
I'm
you're
still
still
getting your
seeing
views.
me
I'm
pull up
still getting Instagram to
shirtless.
pay me for your view. I'm still getting paid to do what I do.
It is what it is. All press is good press for you and Jake Paul.
Exactly. All exposure is good exposure, no matter what it is. My name gets out there, it's out there.
Do you ever think you'll
I
like
like that.
orchestrate a scandal one day to make your name blow up on the internet? Like I'm sure that like when like a boxer or like a famous person they get in this some sort of scandal that makes them blow up. I think a high percentage of them are orchestrated. They did it to
Probably.
themselves
I
on
mean, no.
purpose. So like
Hey,
the fun
if
one.
I gotta start a little something here or there to get my name there, I'm for it.
So what would
Like,
you
did you
do?
guys look at the Carissa Shields weigh-ins that just happened? There was such a big fight at the weigh-ins.
So is
Like, it
that what
was
you
nuts, and I've never seen some girls boxing. It was crazy. It was like a 70-man brawl. It was nuts.
naughty?
And do you get suspended if you brawl at the weigh-in? There has to be repercussions on that.
There's gotta be some repercussions. Honestly, I don't know. I've never had a brawl at a weigh-in, but if it happens, it happens, and we'll find out then. I'll come back on the podcast and tell you.
So, I'd like to change direction a little bit. As you know, well, maybe you don't know, the Wilson Rundown, really loves to talk about family and fitness. We're all family here. We grew up together, very close. How do you feel like growing up in our family has progressed your fitness, not your fitness, your sports career into boxing? Like, you know how we used to all just play sports all day in the
Hey,
basement?
you
Do
guys
you
used
think
to
that
beat me up.
aided anything? Do you think that James bullying you physically and
Percent
mentally
it had something to do with it.
aided you in your career so far?
Yeah, 100% it had something to do with it. It
So
definitely has something to do with it. Being around all you guys and us being young, you guys are all super athletic, so I was trying to keep up with you guys that made me athletic. So that's really, yeah, it does start there. Being around the family that has some super athletes.
well, I think that we were talking on the last podcast about how you were always sort of the freak athlete. Like you weren't like too into team sports, but like you were naturally just gifted. Like if there was something for you to do a backflip off of, it was happening. No matter
Still
how
happen.
hard our parents tried to stop you. You know, you're always super just gifted at like almost gymnastics.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
actually funny
gymnastics.
because Brendan, the owner of Cal Cermet with the gym, he made me do gymnastics for 5 years.
There you go.
Just like everything. Like the reason I started golfing, Cal Cermet owner made me golf for patience because fighting I had no patience. Right, I would just throw everything. So I had to start golfing. Made me more athletic in it, and with my agility, and made me do gymnastics. So I had to do it all.
I forgot about that. You
And
picked up golfing for a little bit. That's right.
Yep. And
and
I
he was
only
good
did it
at
because my
golfing.
coach told me I had to. Yeah, and then it stuck. I still golf to this day.
I gave away my golf clubs when I moved in my last move. I'm still regretting
No,
that.
not a good idea. Not a good
Bad
idea.
move.
It also
Bad move.
it helps a lot too because like golfing, you got to be very balanced. Like if you're not balanced, the ball's going right or you know what I mean. So in boxing, it's the same thing. The golf helps with the balance. It helps with my patience. It just
And form, like
yeah, it's just
golf like boxing is like you can't negotiate with golfing form. If you have poor
no,
form, it'll show
exactly,
in your results. So like same with
exactly.
boxing. If you can like drill in your form, it's gonna pay off in dividends.
No, exactly. Going back to yeah, it's honestly it's just being around people that are so athletic just drove me to be the most athletic. You know what I mean? And
There's
also, me and Lucas, me and my brother, always who's the most athletic, always arguing in the house, always. So it's like, yo, we're racing every day. We were doing this all the time. It's like, no, I'm going to be more athletic than you, and here we are.
Yeah.
I think
I
you
think it's
won.
good to have siblings.
I think I did. I think I
Well,
did win.
you know what the good thing is? Maybe Lucas would come in and he would say, "You're dead wrong." And that just keeps the grit and the fire and the
But yeah,
competitiveness
it
alive.
definitely lights the fire under me. Even when he
Exactly.
asked if I want to go on just like a jog with him, I gotta finish first.
And growing up with that, like, direct competition really builds your character. Cause I remember I can bring up memory of each one of us cousins at one point of our life getting so upset because we were pushed to the brink of competitiveness that we might have stormed off, or either it ended in a brawl. And some may see that as either as negative. I see it as positive. I remember being the only girl playing with boys outside my entire life. Like, we would play road hockey, we'd play soccer. Anytime we played soccer, there was only males there and me. And one time I said, like, there was a discussion. I think it was Christopher and Lucas's friend said something about me being a girl, so it's not fair. And then they immediately said, "Well, she doesn't count as a girl." And then I went and I told my mom, and she was like, "You should be happy that they said that, because they just see you as equal competition." And then I thought,
Yeah.
maybe this competitiveness and some nights where I wanted to just rip off my brother's head was a good thing later on in the journey, because it made me tougher. I see some people, even it translating to real life.
100% made you tougher because I remember bringing you to the gym and our coach made us go run 10K. And then you were like, yo, I could do that. And I was like, come on. And she ended up beating all of the fighters by like 5 minutes, run uphill. And I was like, what is going on?
So it's just like that mindset, and I feel like we all have it of like you're not gonna be better than me. I'm gonna be the best person in the room, and I'm gonna pride myself on being the hardest worker in the room, even if I'm not really the best. And something about not conceding that you may not be the best is a really good quality to have. It may be obnoxious, and it may have made me less likable at times in group settings, because I was always maybe a little too confident that I was the best
We're not
to
here
ever
to be
be.
liked.
Exactly.
We're not here to be liked.
But then the repercussions of not being liked is then having tougher skin. So growing up, I think it is pinnacle to have these people that push you to be better, because everyone in the room thinks they're the best and wants to be, and will
100%.
get under your skin at times. And I feel like we all have had that experience in our lives, every single one of us, every single cousins. And today in adulthood, we're all thriving because of that, wanting to be the best in the room and wanting to be the hardest worker, because these things matter. And some people don't have that, and it shows,
Well,
even in
100%.
just the workplace.
yeah, no, absolutely. And you know what I think the biggest lesson that we all learned from our childhoods is we learned how to lose. Because it was a non-negotiable, or you can't always be the best. We're all super competitive, and you're gonna lose at ping pong, you're gonna lose at soccer, you're gonna lose at road hockey, whatever it was. And you can see someone today, you can tell that they just haven't had as much experience losing, and when they do, they crumble. So I think it was just a crash course on handling adversity.
No, 100% it was. 100%. If you can't learn to lose, you can't learn to win, right? You gotta have a couple losses before you win.
Exactly. I like in our house, like, it was okay. It was okay to be in just our family. It was okay to be passionate about losing, and it was okay to be passionate about winning. So anytime, like, I remember countless times where I just like threw a fit because I was being so competitive, or I can remember Chris throwing a card deck because he lost in a game
Yeah,
of
I
cards. And
I remember the spoons. I remember.
basically, anytime that happened, like, you didn't really blink when it did. You would only laugh, because it
Yeah,
was
you
like,
get what is going on? Yeah.
like, what are you doing? You're an idiot. Like, there was never like a getting in trouble aspect of us being passionate about losing or
Yeah.
winning. It was always like, okay, you lost to your cousin, you're upset about it, quit being a baby, go beat him next time, or like,
Go back
and
out
I
and
feel
play.
like that was
Go back
was
out and play.
really important. Like, we learned how to lose, and we learned how, you know what? If you're upset, you can be upset. That's fine. Nothing's gonna come of it other than you being embarrassed and bullied for the next couple weeks, because you
Yeah.
Next
Yeah.
couple of
I
next
remember when
like, I'm still getting made fun of because I cried at the table because we were playing spoons, and my brother licked my hand, and
I
I
was
just
just gonna say
lost.
this one.
Wait, what's the story? Tell the story.
we're playing spoons, and you and James go reach for the spoon. You guys are doing tug of war over the spoons, and you guys are fighting for the spoon for like 2-3 minutes, right? And James is just like, all right, enough's enough, and just starts licking up and down your arm until you let go.
Listen, the
And
game
I lost, and I just started crying, yelling. Why
It
would you
was
do
good.
that?
the game needed
It was great.
to
I remember that.
continue. And you know what, Joe? That's actually like a hilarious point. Is like right from when we were babies until now. Like it's not like we've matured. There's like these conflicts that happen at like family get-togethers, and it's no big deal. It's just kind of like they happen, and then everyone's like, okay, that happened, and then it just life goes on. You know, the person might storm off
I
for a
just
little
think
bit and
bullying
then
works.
come back.
Yeah, bullying. Honestly, I might sound terrible for saying this, but bullying needs to be brought back.
Like, as long
Yeah,
as
it
it's
does.
amongst your family members, because you know that you love them still. But if you did something ridiculous, like cried and lost your temper over spoons because someone licked you deserve
I
to be
remember
bullied.
I
You
remember
need to hear it.
we were playing cards. It was me and Olivia. We were playing with Nenna. It was probably my idea, but like whoever lost had to do these dares. And I remember Nenna lost the game, and she was. You remember those honey Teddy Grahams?
Mhm.
I remember me and Olivia, we soaked them in ketchup and mustard, and she was eating the Teddy Grahams with ketchup and mustard. Like everything was just competitive, even with our grandparents.
Well,
Nenda was the most
yeah,
competitive.
it started with the matriarch. Even
Yeah,
today, even like, you know, I was at Nenda's house a couple months ago and we were playing Jim Rummy, me, her, and Uncle John. And Uncle John like reached for a card that Nenda wanted, and Nenda just goes, I'll break your fingers. You know, it's another good story too that I'd like to whip out here is when me and Chris were like really young. We were, and how old was Chris when he broke his arm?
I don't think Chris broke his arm.
No, he did,
no, Chris
100%,
broke his
because
arm.
I caused it.
He was like maybe 10.
Wasn't that old. It wasn't. He was maybe like 6, I bet.
Because I
And
remember when you had your arms broken from the skateboarding.
that was way after Chris.
Way after. Okay.
And so, anyways, how Chris broke his arm is that I convinced him that if he like stands on the couch and I stand on the floor, and essentially he does like a front flip into me, I thought I could grab him by his heels and just hang him there. Right? I think we were watching some TV show where we saw it.
You guys
And
were
he's like,
watching WWE.
something, yeah. And he's like, okay, let's do it. And he tries it, and I obviously couldn't hold him, and he broke his arm.
And you
Oh
know
my
what?
God.
I basically have the same story. We're watching Lucas's soccer game. I'm just getting out of the gym. I'm like 12. Olivia's 10. So Lucas would be 14. And we were so bored. No diss to Lucas. We're kids. We were just bored watching the soccer practice, right? And my dad, he had these 2 beach volleyballs in his car, like the ones he had to like inflate, right? So I'm like, Olivia, let's inflate these and sumo wrestle, right? So we end up sumo wrestling for a bit. Nothing happens. And I'm like, you know what? You start here and I'll start on this side of the field. Let's run at each other because the balls are in our shirts. I'm like, let's run at each other. So I end up sending Olivia flying, right? And me just joking around. She's on her back, and like I didn't realize. I thought she was laughing, but she's crying, right? And from there, I just jump on her like this with the ball, and I land on her arm, and it breaks her arm. And I never felt so bad in my life.
I remember that.
Olivia got the worst of it.
Yeah.
Having like 9 older competitive cousins.
Even playing
She's
like
the youngest.
competitive again, being competitive, we're playing follow the leader, and me being okay. I'm gonna pull out these gymnastic skills. I know you can't do this. I'm about to win this game. I go do like this cartwheel, hop over the fence, jump off. Olivia hops on the fence, goes to jump, falls, breaks her arm again.
You see, this is what I'm talking about. She knew that maybe she wasn't as gymnastically inclined as you or as tall or as
But
strong.
she
She's 3
wanted
years
to
younger than
win.
you. but she still tried it. One thing about our childhood is that I can reflect on now is that it was never cool not to try or not to care. Today you'll see people and they'll have a nonchalant attitude and,
Mm-hmm.
they don't
Never
try
knows
because
who you
maybe they'll be embarrassed at the outcome. It was always in our house, it was always like, "It's embarrassing if you don't try. Put your money where your mouth is,"
No,
type of thing.
exactly.
Because we talked a lot of smack, but if you didn't follow up that smack, you're getting made fun of for the rest of Christmas, for the rest of
Oh, yeah,
time.
exactly.
You at least had to try. And I
100%.
can see adults in adulthood now, and you could tell when an adult is afraid to try, and because it may reflect poorly on them in the outcome, you
Yep.
know? But I will
I teach a lot
try.
of adults boxing and everything. Seeing them come in for the
Exactly.
first time, yeah, you could tell they're nervous. Yep, and they don't
And
wanna
it's
try it, and
okay.
they don't wanna look stupid, but it's like everyone started looking stupid.
Exactly.
And, like, look at the professional boxer Rolly Romero. The guy didn't start boxing until 17, world champion. It doesn't matter when you start, as long as you try and continue and try and be the best at what you do, you're gonna succeed.
The person that fears failure more than pain will always be pushed forward in life because you're willing to endure that pain. Maybe it could be more psychological. You're willing to endure that embarrassment
Exactly.
to avoid failing.
Exactly.
So it's always better to fear failing
Man,
more than to feel
I rather fail 100 times and then get it after the 100th time than not try and be like, "Man, maybe I could have done this," right? But I'll never know because I never tried.
exactly.
That's
So
how I
I'd
feel
rather be
about
the guy that fails
podcasting
100
right now.
times. I'd rather fail 100 times and then get it that 101th time.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah, like that's how I feel about podcasting right now. It's something that I've always just been so intrigued with, and I'm just like, it's and like I had the same evolution of running. Like you'd hear podcasts, you're like, oh man, that'd be like pretty cool to do that one day. And then you're like,
Exactly.
but you're like, I'll never ever do that. That's crazy. And then you start thinking about it and you're like, maybe I want to try this. And then you try it and you're like, okay, that wasn't so bad. And like I've been talking to Jacqueline a lot about it, and it's kind of just like getting the practice of doing it and not even like the execution of it. It's getting used to putting the stuff online and like just being so
Mhm.
vulnerable, and like just like even though like no one watches our stuff right now really, it's still such a
Mm.
scary thing. And like where the value is for me right now is just doing the damn thing, posting and just seeing what happens, and like
No,
Yeah.
100%. Like we just said, if you don't try, you'll never know.
You always get the question, you know, aren't you embarrassed to be posting just for to get like 10 viewers as if you're famous or you're an influencer? The answer is yes. I'm embarrassed, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So please be kind while I do it, you know? And today, the best thing happened to me. I got a okay, to preface this, James and I, we both work in the business management industry.
Mhm.
And one of the fears I've been having about being so vulnerable online and producing and posting media is the backlash possibility of maybe the people in my industry at my company won't take me as seriously in management. And that's a big fear, right? And today I woke up to like an unbelievably happy message from a colleague. And she said, and I quote, "Hey, I'm so glad you have a podcast because you're literally the coolest person I met this year. Don't mean to be weird, but I just had to tell you that you gave me a whole different perspective on fitness on a random Sunday morning. I love your energy." And she just did that on the kindness of her own heart.
Yeah, that's
And to
amazing.
my reply was, because I was just so happy, I replied to her and
Get
I
her on the
said,
podcast.
"But for real, that message made me so happy because it's actually hard sometimes to put yourself out there media wise, especially when I have such high corporate goals with my company. I always worry that people from my company are going to see it and maybe not take me as seriously in management. And that's a hard fear to overcome when I post these silly videos. So your message means a lot. And I just wanted to share that. It's been a fear that's a fear that I've been trying to overcome these past few weeks as we post our videos. But just knowing that like it doesn't matter. To be likable and to be more approachable may be the secret to success in business management. You don't have to take yourself so seriously and you're allowed to pursue hobbies
Yeah, just be
that are
yourself.
harmless outside of work. And maybe this podcast won't be successful and blow up and we don't get the exposure we hope, but at the end of the day, it's going to build character because we know we tried and we had fun and we did it and we weren't afraid to.
I don't think it's something that you should be embarrassed of at all. I think you should look at it as I'm trying something new and this is a dream that we're trying to build and that's where it's going. Right? When I started boxing, I didn't have any amateur boxing fights, right? I was traveling. I'm not gonna lie, I was getting the crap kicked out of me by these professional boxers, and I'm like, man, I have all of these fights. Like, why can't I do this? And it was almost embarrassing to almost get pieced up like that at the beginning. But you keep going, and people notice that you're trying, and people will reach out. Like I have a whole bunch of messages too, being, hey man, I seen that you just started boxing. You actually made me want to start boxing again, and it's a great feeling that knowing that your hard work pays off and it changes other people's lives. So like that message that you got, your podcast essentially just changed her perspective on her life. She's gonna go out and she's gonna go to the gym. She's gonna go do some stuff. She's gonna try and make a podcast or do something that she's embarrassed to do.
And in your career, posting these media things, do you ever get nervous to post them or you have a mentality where it doesn't matter anyways, I, tried type of thing?
I look at the negative as a positive. If someone's making fun of me because I'm doing this, they're not doing it. They want to do it, right? So I look at it. I almost look at it as they're saying it's embarrassing because they want to be where I am or what I'm doing, and they don't think they can do it, right? So I'm
Mhm.
gonna do it. I'm gonna show you I can do it, and I can show you anybody can do it, and that's where my posts are. Anybody can do whatever they want to do, right? So I'm not embarrassed to post it. I'm not ashamed of anything I post. I post what I post, and I keep it real. That's all I need people to see, and that's really it.
And it's all
If
another
that if that
That's a
makes
layer
good
of
sense.
perspective.
yeah, it's all another layer of self-development, right? You know, it's
Exactly.
it's from all of our perspectives, you're doing it professionally, but me and Jacqueline have hobbies, in fitness that we're really passionate about. So, there's that layer of self-development where, we're trying to get better at these passion projects and these hobbies. And then you add another layer in of speaking about it and teaching it. Like I think even with boxing, I hear a lot of boxers say that you get better from teaching other people. And it's kind
Mhm.
of the same thing for us, I believe, is like we're also improving in many different aspects of our life, including fitness, by coming on platforms like this and just speaking about it.
No, exactly. The more you speak about it, I believe a lot in manifestation. So the more you speak it, the more real it comes, and the more you preach from what you're doing, the better it's gonna be for you. If you say I'm gonna do this and you continue and you believe it, it's gonna happen. And what you guys are doing with your podcast, it's because you guys are manifesting it right now. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna take off. It's all just about believing in yourself because at the end of the day, people are going to say what they want to say, right? As long as you believe you're doing good and you're enjoying what you're doing, who cares?
Exactly. How you do one thing, is how you do everything. And to be outspoken on a podcast and to post it online, is to be an outlier. And outliers tend to succeed because they are different amongst the pack.
Exactly. I always tell my kids that I coach, I'm like, look, you come in here and you give me 100%, and that's it. That's all I ask for. Because if you give 100%, there's no way that you're going to fail, and there's no way that anybody can say anything to you. You come into the gym and you give me 60%, that's when nothing's gonna work out for you. Just like in anything, if you give anything 100%, you should be good in life.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
you know, they don't talk about, well, maybe they do, but I don't think it's spoken about enough, like how hard it is to do any sort of content creation or,
It's so
build
hard.
a social media platform. Like it takes a lot. I'm learning. Like I'm trying to film to make a YouTube video, and I've been doing it sort of all day throughout my day. Like I want to do like show everyone what my Sunday looks like, and it's hard. Like there's several key pieces of content that I was trying to capture where like the audio was off or like the camera angle just wasn't right or whatever it is. And like my Sunday's already so busy, and I'm trying to put on top of that filming this content. And then you got to
Mhm.
learn how to edit it, and then you got to figure out the algorithm and all of this different stuff. So
So,
it's
what
it's
what
challenging.
have you found out to be the hardest part of filming? What is the hardest part? What do you think right now that is for your podcast? What is the hardest part for you to do? Because I tried to do a YouTube channel. I still have my YouTube channel. I just haven't posted on it in a while. I tried to do vlogs, but it was hard for me to talk to a camera and not have someone talk back to me. That was the hardest part for me. How am I supposed to have a conversation when there's no conversation? That
Yeah.
was the hardest part for me.
No, exactly. And I've been trying to do a little bit of that just in short form videos and stuff. And it's hard,
Mhm.
but you just got to do it. You just got to do it
Yeah,
and
just give
and
it your 100, bro.
and just
All in.
practice because that's the only way you're gonna get better. But yeah, like you asked me what was the hardest part about, you know, filming in any aspect, and it's just like everything because this isn't like this isn't something that I was ever good at. It's not like I was like enjoyed taking photos or enjoyed speaking to a camera or even enjoyed taking pictures of myself. Like I was not about that at all. Like I was very limited on social media. There was extended periods of time where I wouldn't even have social media, and it wasn't just something that I was keenly interested in until I found fitness, and that's when, the thought kind of was there in the back of my head for a very long time of eventually doing something like this. But yeah, like I'm learning from the ground up. And it's like you're learning these little nuances that make videos better and make podcasts better and different things like that. But I've been talking to Jacqueline about this as well. And like what I don't want to get is paralysis by analysis, meaning trying to make everything this perfect product because I'm never going to be able to do that, especially right now. And I won't be able to do that unless I get the reps in. So I'm going to
Mhm.
have to create and release some product that I'm not necessarily 100% satisfied with. But I understand if I don't go through these motions, then my product will never get to the place where I know it can get. It's kind of the same with running. Like I remember watching Nick Bear, this fitness influencer and supplement company owner, and he was one of the people that inspired me. And I remember watching like one of his series about running a sub 3 marathon, I believe it was, and that just like blew my mind. Like I just honestly thought that was never something that I'd even think of. Honestly, the thought was even running a marathon was something that would have just been out of reach for me. But fast forward 3 years later, I've ran marathons successfully, and I'm like, honestly, I can see a sub 3 marathon happening for me within the next year or two if I really stick to it.
Let's get it.
And like I wouldn't
Let's
have been
get it.
able to do that, if I didn't have those runs around the block where I could barely even make it. Run K and just be gassed. I had to get those runs out of the way to eventually get to, where I am today.
Yeah, 100%. No, that was
Exactly, I agree. I agree with everything you said. I feel like life is all about adaptation, so when you elicit some sort of activity that creates an adaptation because you're pushing yourself to the limit, it becomes more manageable. And it's the same thing, like getting those reps in front of the camera is gonna, elicit an uncomfortability that's then gonna elicit an adaptation later on. So if you're going for those runs, the more you push the limit on the runs, you're gonna adapt and become faster. And the more you post on social media, the easier it's gonna get. If nothing changes, right? So you gotta keep eliciting change in your life. So you can
If
keep
nothing
moving
changes
forward.
in your life, it's changing in other people's from the content you guys are putting out. So if it doesn't change anything for you guys, it's definitely changing it for other people. So
What
and it
do
shows
you
you and it
believe
shows with that message that you just got.
exactly? And to flip the question around, what do you believe is the hardest thing that you've experienced in your boxing career thus far? Because you're pursuing this professionally, right? It's not a passion project. What is the hardest part of that journey for you?
Man, It's it's all hard. It's all hard. Nothing about it is easy, but again, it is easy because I love what I'm doing. The hardest part definitely is the early mornings suck. Like, everyone's gonna complain about the early mornings and everything, but honestly, it's just the mental abuse that you take. It's like, okay, I gotta go do this. Now I gotta go fight this guy. Am I in shape to go do this? Then I gotta cut weight, right? So I would say the hardest part about it is the toll it takes on my body at the end of the day. Like, I come from
Mentally and physically?
yeah, mentally and physically, right? Because like, if you're not 100% locked in, you're gonna get hurt, right? So it's like, I think that is the hardest part of the sport is getting your mind clear before you go and do what you have to do. Right? Because if you go in there overthinking, you're not going to be able to perform. And having a clear mind is probably one of the hardest things for anyone to master is just a clear mind and not overthinking anything. So
And
I
is there
definitely think it's
anything
the
you do
physical
to
toll on your the mind and body is probably the hardest part of, of everything.
is there anything you do to, like, try and keep a clear mind? Like, can you think of any activities you, like, try and practice or mantras you repeat to yourself or
So it's like before a fight, we'll go back to the nervous talk. Yeah, there's those little nerves and there's that overthinking. So before a fight, I can even pull it up right now. It's a video I watch. It's a Mike Tyson video, and it basically just telling you when you get in the ring, you're a god, and no one can stop you if you do what you believe you do. I'm pull it up for you right now. One second. I watch a lot of before I fight too. I watch a lot of the Kobe documentaries, and I study the Mamba mentality, and I just study on how to lock in. And even like all my students, like they're kids, they overthink, they get nervous. I show them the same video. So this is the kind of video that helps
As soon
me.
as I come into the ring, I'm gloved. No, stop it. That's not true. While I'm in the dressing room, 5 minutes before I come out, my gloves are laced up. I'm breaking my gloves down. I'm pushing the lever at the back of my glove, breaking the middle of the glove so my knuckle could pierce through the leather. I feel my knuckle piercing against the tight leather gloves on the everlast boxing glove. When I come out, I have supreme confidence. I'm scared to death. I'm totally afraid. I'm afraid of everything. I'm afraid of losing. I'm afraid of being humiliated. But I'm totally confident. The closer I get to the ring, the more confidence I get. Closer, more confidence I get. The closer, more confidence I get. All during my training, I've been afraid of this man. I thought this man might be capable of beating me. I've dreamed of him beating me. I always stayed afraid of him. But as closer I get to the ring, I'm more confident. Once I'm in the ring, I'm a god. No one could beat me. Around the ring, he's can't wait to get his hands on me as well. I keep my eyes on him. I keep my eyes on him. I keep my eyes on him. Then once I see a chink in his arm, boom, one of his eyes may move. And then I know I have him. Then when he comes to the center of the ring, he still looks at me with his piercing look and as if he's not afraid. But he already made that mistake. When he looked down for that 1/10 of a second, I know I had him. He fight hard for the first 2 or 3 rounds. But I know I already broke his spirit.
And that's the video I watch over and over and over. A lot of people will try and clear their mind with music in the back, and no, I play this over and over and over and over until I walk out. And that's sort of how I calm my mind down.
That'll do it, huh?
That's amazing. That'll do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright.
And it puts a fire under me.
Love
I
it,
love it.
man.
Well,
Love it.
we're reaching an hour here. I think we're gonna wrap it up. Do you have any last words for the Wilson Rundown viewers?
April 25th, catch me live, Whippy Canada Event Center. Knocking this boy out.
We'll be there.
Let's go. We'll be
Word.
there,
We'll be there.
man. Looking forward to it. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no problem. Love.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Love you too,
Bye, guys.
buddy.